Okay, present progressive. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to review what we remember, either what you wrote down while watching the video on Canvas last week, or what pops in your head the first thing when you think about present progressive. So, what do you all remember? Don't all jump at once. What do you remember from the video that you watched last week? Your little intro to the present progressive. What do we use present progressive for? What?
What's happening like right now?
Exactly. What's happening right now? As you youth say, RN. Right now.
We do?
You don't say that?
No.
I say that. So.
Oh, like when you type?
Like, oh, what are you doing, RN? No?
I guess
No.
when you type, I guess I get it. But like,
I would have never guessed that.
Okay, I'll write that here so then you're not confused by my old 26-year-old slang. All right.
Okay.
What else?
Um,
There are two parts to it. What is the first part?
AR, IR,
We need to say we need a form of blank and then a blank. A star! Thank you.
Oh.
So, if you're a little confused, good thing that this is just a, what do you remember? Conjugated form of a star. And then what's part two? It starts with a G.
Ing.
It's the ing, but in a fancy word for that is gerund.
Oh,
So
yeah.
gerunds are our INGs. Gerund, not to be confused with Jaren, who is my second cousin.
Oh, okay.
He's in a band. Cool guy. All right. What else? Anything else you remember from that video?
AR,
AR,
and then it's like
Mondo.
Mondo, ER, and IR.
My turn!
Yes.
So,
I said a star too, and no one heard me.
he did.
Sorry. You get all the credit. AR equals Ondo. This will make more sense when we get a little more in depth here, but ERIR is Endo. What else?
We did a thing with O to U. Yeah.
Good. So there are some. We'll just say there's some irregulars.
They
Oh,
only happen in IR. There's
If
like
I want between two vowels, like near.
Such as I to Y, O to U, and E to I, which we'll talk more about later. So, this is a pretty good start for those of you who watched the video. Now, we're gonna actually take some good notes here. So, Gear Bear and I are gonna move over.
Can I be in it? Wait, is this gonna go on the little thing? Like the virtual statements?
Yes.
Oh!
So if you have any virtual students you want to shout out to now.
Hey.
And now we start the notes. So, we use the present progressive tense to talk about what's happening right now, RN. But, I'll have you write down the right now thing and then we'll move on. But this sentence, ellos comen ensaladas, they eat salads, can also be interpreted as they are eating salads. So if you are describing what somebody's doing, you can just use the present tense. The present progressive tense, however, emphasizes it. We want to emphasize that something's going on right now. So, ellos están comiendo ensaladas. We're emphasizing that they are eating salads right now. Okay? So it's kind of like in English, if I were saying, oh, what are your friends up to tonight? You might say, they're going to the park. Or I could say, what are your friends up to? And you could say, they are going to the park right now. Do you see the difference? So when we just use the present tense, it might not be something that's happening right now, but we're still saying an ing. Oh, they're going to the park. When we say the present progressive, we're emphasizing they're going to the park right now. En el presente. So, as we discussed, there's two parts. Oopsie. If you don't like the word gerund, present participle is another way to say gerund. I prefer gerund because there's a lot of participles out there, so to just say gerund makes it a little easier. So our two parts are our present tense form of estar, so it's going to be conjugated to match the subject, and then our present participle or gerund. Now we're going to pause here, and I'm going to go to the whiteboard. I'm going to move Gary some more. Gare Bear. And I might need to turn off the lights because there's a reflection.
Can't see in the
What?
I can't see in the dark.
You can't?
I can't.
I'm scared. Still pretty light in here. There's just no reflection. Okay. So, we're going to go off of this. Two parts to form our present progressive. Present progressive, PP, equals, really, estar plus, can Gary see me?
Here,
I don't know if you can see the PP.
Yeah, back in the PP in
Can
there.
you see the words? Yeah, you can. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, God. Okay. So, our conjugations of estar.
Oh, we have to write notes.
Yes, you do. What is our yo form for the verb estar? Estoy. Yo estoy. What is our to form? Estás. With an accent. Don't forget it. Then we have él, ella, and usted. Está. Nosotros estamos. Vosotros, what was that? Estáis con acento. And ellos, ellas, ustedes, están. Now, accents are important. Do not forget them. Estás, está, estáis, están, all have accent marks. The two top, estoy, estamos, do not. So this is part 1. Okay? Now, part 2 is our gerund. So, for verbs that end in AR. So, for example, let's do hablar. We are going to take off that AR and add ando. So our gerund is hablando. That's for AR verbs. Or ER verbs. Such as comer, which we have talked about already. We're going to take off that ER. We're going to add endo. We're left with the gerund comiendo. And then IR verbs. Such as vivir, to live. Take off our IR, and we're going to add endo. So the same as IR, or ER, sorry. And we're left with viviendo. Now, the gerunds are just the ings. So, common error that people learning the present progressive make at first is if they want to say, I am eating, they just say, yo comiendo, which means I eating. We don't have our verb. Our verb in the sentence is a star. We need that conjugated form of a star and a gerund to form that am eating. This is the am or the are. This is the ing. So, an example sentence. Let's do, you are talking. So the you becomes a two. Then we need the are, which is going to be the form of a star. Oh wow, lots of rhyming. You becomes a two. R becomes the star, which our form of a star is what? You like my song?
No,
Estás. And then the talking, no matter who is talking, if I'm saying I am talking, you are talking, he is talking, we are talking, our gerund stays the same. Gerunds do not change for the subject. That's the star's job. Hablando. Tú estás hablando. You are talking. Questions? This is phase one. How do we feel? Great? Oh, Jerry can't see me.
You can talk. You don't need to be silent.
Thank you. Sorry, virtual students.
I can be your cameraman.
No, you have another job right now. It's to take notes.
I'm so good at notes.
All right. So, hopefully the virtual students have now seen our ando, hablando, yendo, comiendo, yendo, viviendo. I'm gonna pause them because now we're going to do whiteboard practice.
Bye.